obtained more than 2,000 text messages the former White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows sent and received before and after Election Day 2020. The vast collection that Meadows gave to the January 6th committee. Well, one of those texts showed Trump campaign spokesman Jason Miller crafting a counter-narrative shortly after the Capitol was breached, trying to deflect blame from the former president and his supporters. He texted Meadows and Trump aide Dan Scavino, quote, "Call me crazy, but ideas for 2 tweets from POTUS. Number 1, bad apples, likely Antifa or other crazed leftists, infiltrated today's peaceful protest over the Fargo vote count. Number 2, the fake news media who encouraged this summer's violent and radical riots are now trying to blame peaceful and innocent MAGA supporters for violent actions. This isn't who we are. Our people should head home." Well, here with me now is CNN political commentator Essie Cupp. Essie, always great to see you. So what's fascinating about these text messages is that you see where that idea of this being Antifa, this being, far left activists trying to pretend that they're MAGA supporters came from, because we can recall just a little over a year ago on that day when that narrative really played out on television and among some of the president's supporters. This just came via text messages. What do you make of that?
It's really striking how quickly so many people scrambled to find alternative bad actors. It was Antifa, it was leftists, it was also at one point the FBI and the deep state. I think that gets to the fact that a lot of these folks, from Jason Miller to Lori Ingram to Marjorie Taylor Greene, knew how bad this was and knew they needed to blame other people. And that makes it so much worse that in the days and weeks and months after, they were justifying the lies that led to the insurrection. They were justifying the reasons behind it. That just goes to show how inauthentic they actually are.
Yeah, but also that it came up as an idea. There wasn't a shred of evidence, not that we subsequently found out that there were Antifa activists involved or anything, but to hear that this just came out from somebody's idea, somebody's thought process in a text sent to the chief of staff, and clearly you saw that put into action. I know that you also were... What?
Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead, finish.
Well, also what came out as just like an idea, a suggestion that a number of people went to very quickly was, well, why don't we just overturn the election? A democratic election. We saw lots of people just casually suggesting that as if that isn't something that has never been done, as if that isn't something that's grotesquely un-American and undemocratic and, by the way, not conservative. That just came out of a lot of people's mouths, and I think that speaks to just how thoroughly Trumpism has scrambled the brains of Republicans and created this malignant groupthink.
Yeah, also, is it normal for so many people to have access like that, the phone number for the president's chief of staff?
Yeah, this was like my first thought. My first thought was, how do all these people have a direct back channel to the president of the United States, his chief of staff, everyone from family members to cable news hosts to the My Pillow guy, rally organizers, fired and former staffers. This was a lot of people who not only had access, but thought they had influence over the president in the days after the election and around the insurrection. That is shocking, and at best, to me, that feels wildly inefficient, and at worst, like a security risk.
Yeah, and mind you, these aren't all the text messages. This is just over 2,000, but we know that there were many more. Essie Cupp, thank you. Great to see you.